Gentlemen, in this video, you're going to see something modern culture never prepares women for: the cost of walking away from a man of character. These four stories aren't rare. They're a mirror of what's happening everywhere. Women leave marriages out of boredom, out of emotional chaos, out of pressure, out of fantasy. And at first, it feels empowering, until the clarity hits, until the emotions settle, until they realize they didn't leave a man, they left the life he was building for them. And by then, the bridge is gone. Let's get into it.
Y'all, imagine being married, asking for a divorce for a specific reason, and then regretting that shit later. Okay, so there was this woman on TikTok who made a video about her friend. So her and her friend went out recently, and her friend was married for 11 years to a man that she thought they were going to be together forever and ever and ever, because they were just a super cute couple. They had a really good dynamic, and they got along really well and never had crazy issues, right? But she's now divorced and has been divorced for 3 years. And so she asks her, why did you end up, getting divorced? And she said, well, I am the one who asked for the divorce because I got bored. She said the relationship got really boring. She was a stay-at-home mom. All he did was work. And they were well off. So this guy is putting in a lot of hours and a lot of, work time, so that way they can live the comfortable life they were living, okay? He paying all the bills. So she said she got bored always being home, taking care of the kids, and not really having them time or doing like spontaneous fun stuff. Well, she would tell him about it, and he would try to take her out and try to do stuff, but it just felt like it wasn't enough, and it wasn't the same for her.
This one stings because it's the most honest reflection of how modern marriage collapses. A woman married 11 years. No abuse, no betrayal, no incompatibility, just boredom. She says she was a stay-at-home mom. He worked nonstop to provide a comfortable life, the very life she depended on. And instead of appreciating the structure he built, she resented the stability. This is the modern delusion. Women ask for a traditional man, a provider, a protector. But when he actually does it, the lifestyle feels too predictable, too routine, too calm. She tells him she wants more excitement. He tries: dates, outings, effort. But here's the truth she'll never say out loud. She didn't want excitement with him. She wanted excitement away from responsibility. That's why nothing he did worked. She wasn't bored with the marriage. She was bored with the lifestyle she helped create. And the final blow? The marriage didn't die because he neglected her. It died because she mistook comfort for complacency. But here's the interesting part. Women don't leave because they've thought it through. They leave because they've felt it through. Which brings us perfectly into the next video, where another woman reveals the emotional chaos that causes these impulsive exits.
Your last breakup, was it your fault or theirs?
It was both. We were together from very, very young. I don't know, you just evolve over time as you get older, and it was like more of a thing of like, oh, I want more for myself. And I realized that the person I fell in love with when I was younger just wasn't really who I was anymore.
Was it hard to end the relationship?
Yeah, it was super hard because he was a great guy, amazing person. I had to mourn the loss of like an 8-year relationship, which was really hard for me. And I spent a lot of time crying, a lot of self-reflection, and a lot of therapy.
Did you ever doubt your decision?
I did at some points, especially when I had family telling me you should just get back with him and like try to make it work. And I knew for myself that's not what I wanted and what was meant for my life anymore. And so I had to just stay firm on my decision.
What was something that you learned about yourself?
I learned that I hold on way longer than I should, that it's okay to appreciate what has been and to love what's to come as well.
What advice would you give to someone who's still in a relationship just for the convenience or the comfort of it?
I think that's what really got me to make that decision, was like really sitting like, is this something that I really, really want? That's a really hard decision to make. And so having a therapist that can help.
This woman tells a quieter, more mature version of the same story, but the pain is still there. She and her man were together from very young. He was a great guy, her words. But as she evolved, she felt like she outgrew the relationship. That's the modern trap. Growth becomes a justification for abandonment. Was she abused? No. Disrespected? No. She simply wanted more for herself. And here's where it gets real. When she ended the relationship, she didn't walk away empowered. She mourned. She cried. She went to therapy. Her family urged her to go back. She doubted herself. This is the part women rarely admit. Even when they make the right decision in their mind, their heart often refuses to agree. She said she learned she holds on too long. But the truth? She also let go too soon. This is how modern relationships end. Not because of harm, but because of personal development that was never integrated into love. And that leads us to the final piece, a brutal, unfiltered warning about leaving a good man for the wrong reasons.
All right, y'all. This is why women come back after leaving. Let's get into it, family. Women tend to make decisions in the heat of the moment, where the thoughts are super loud and extremely hard to quiet. And we make a move, not in clarity, but all in our feelings. The reality is it's unforgiveness that has turned into real resentment. And you feel, or she feels, like she doesn't feel anything for that person anymore. But really it's unforgiveness. So then we explode in bitterness. But what we don't understand and we don't realize is that bitterness and resentment are strong feelings, just in the wrong direction. And so once they leave the relationship and some time has passed and they done calmed down, they start to remember the positive things. Start thinking that, man, this probably could have worked out. And we quickly realize that unforgiveness that turned into resentment and bitterness was the end of a relationship you never truly wanted to end.
This sister gives an unfiltered look into the emotional engine behind many breakups. She says women make decisions in the heat of the moment, not from clarity, but from feelings turned up to 100. Unforgiveness turns into resentment. Resentment turns into bitterness. Bitterness turns into, I'm done. She admits the key truth most men never hear. When a woman says, I don't feel anything for him anymore, it's almost never true. It's not lack of love. It's the emotional noise drowning out the love. And when women leave under those storm conditions, they think they're making a rational decision, but really, resentment is driving the car. Then time passes. The emotions calm, the storms settle, and suddenly she sees the relationship clearly, often for the first time in years. And what happens? Regret. The realization that the breakup wasn't about incompatibility, but unresolved emotional wounds. This is why so many come back. They didn't actually want the relationship to end. They just wanted the pain to stop. But now let's shift from emotional chaos to a woman who left a good man calmly, logically, and still ended up in regret.
If you leave a man for another man with more wealth, you will regret it for the rest of your life. Wealth is not a character. And just like you have money today, it could leave you tomorrow, right? Character is what stays. If you're with a man with strong character and strong ambitions, he will make money. But somebody that just has money, money makes him. And you'll regret it for the rest of your life.
This one is short but powerful, and it ties everything together. If you leave a man of character for a man with more money, you will regret it for the rest of your life. That's the Red Pill Foundation. Money is a resource. Character is a foundation. A man with wealth today can lose it tomorrow. A man with character today will rebuild it tomorrow. Women don't regret losing a rich man. They regret losing a good man, a loyal man, a stable man, a man who shows his ambition through consistent action, not flashy lifestyle. Leaving a man because he doesn't earn enough yet is like cutting down a tree before it bears fruit. And the regret that follows, that's lifelong. This final video isn't about money. It's about values. It's about what actually matters when the dopamine fades, the fantasies dissolve, and the real world steps in. And all 4 videos together tell the same story. Women don't regret leaving men because the men were bad. They regret leaving because the truth showed up too late. If there's one truth these stories expose, it's this. Leaving a man of character is easy in the moment, but living with the consequences is a lifetime assignment. Modern culture tells women that boredom, emotions, or fantasy are enough reasons to walk away. But time has a way of revealing who the real prize was. As a man, never let someone else's confusion shake your foundation. Build your life. Build your value. and let regret belong to the person who created it. Until next time, stay grounded, stay focused, and stay in your masculine truth.